in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to talk to you about in this reaction video is about what I call the independent woman curse. And what I mean by that is this right here. A lot of women are living in the present and not in the future. They're not considering the future. What could be the future results of being an independent woman? We have a lot of women right now who are bragging about paying their bills and doing everything on their own. But they never think about what happens if I get into a situation where I no longer have function of my body, I have bad health, I can't get to work and stuff like that. Who's going to be with me then? Where's the man to help me out then? So I'm going to show you what I call the future of that first. And then I'm going to show you the present state of the women. So let me show you a middle-aged woman, look like she's pushing late 40s and 50s, who thought like that until a disaster came. Okay? So let me go ahead and get into it. 1 second. 1 second. All right, let's get it.
Just like I told you a minute ago, I had my shit together and all of that. A year after our marriage, I had a stroke. And suddenly, big boss, bad bitch, had to rely on somebody else. I was in my healing journey when I met my husband. We've been together 17 years. Okay. So I happened to be healing and I was afraid to get hurt. So I almost passed them up.
See, I want to say this too. A lot of these women, y'all, who are independent women, they are just hurting women. Now, what do I mean by that? Because I've said before that a lot of these young girls that we have in the black community never got the opportunity to see their mothers function as a wife, but only as a baby mama. So what happens is their mothers who raised them, who were only baby mamas, have went out the heartache, have had heartache after heartache after heartache. They cannot make the biological man want to stay with them. They keep picking the wrong men. Life is hard. They got to pay these bills. They are always struggling. They are always in survival mode. So they develop a hatred, a type of feeling of where they despise men. So what they do, they take those emotions and they mold their daughters with those emotions. They plant these ideologies of feminism in these children and tell them things like, girl, you don't need no man. You don't have to have a man. You can do everything yourself. Don't worry about nothing else. Just worry about yourself. So these young daughters grow up to become these independent women that we are dealing with right now. And it's all because mama was hurt. And a lot of these women who did not go through that particular scenario, they've been hurt. But the thing is, you have to hold them accountable because a lot of the reasons why they've been hurt is because they keep picking the wrong men. Men that they already know may be trash and may not be good for them. They still keep being attracted to these men, and then they act on those attractions and they go ahead and get pregnant by these men, won't close their legs, have 2 or 3 different baby daddies, a negative stigma follow them, because you know how society look at women who have multiple children and multiple baby daddies out of wedlock. So it's hard on them. It's still their fault. But a lot of these women are pretending to be independent because they are afraid of opening up. And it's only because they have placed themselves in positions to where they have been heartbroken and where they have been with men that treat them bad. Okay, let's keep going.
And he was diligent. He proposed 3 times. I said no 3 times. I was like, I've been married before. I'm not going down that road again. I don't know that I want to do that again. I don't know that it fits for me because I had my shit together. And he was not we weren't equally yoked. Okay? But not necessarily in a financial way. We weren't equally yoked emotionally. He had scars. He had damaged things that he wasn't healing, his traumas from childhood. And I had already started working through that. And I wasn't sure if I could endure someone else's pain. Okay.
Now, what I want to tell y'all is this right here. I think we all have heard of the saying, the one that got away. Okay. Men say, oh, that's the one who got away. Women say that's the one who got away. And what that means is that was the right one for me, but I was not in the right mental space to be in that type of relationship, and I let them get away from me. That's the one I should have been with. Okay. Now, even though women outnumber men on the planet, men get fewer of those quote unquote one who got away. A man might be able to say that once or twice in his lifetime. That's the one who got away. Okay. Women get 3 or 4 of those type of men, because even though they outnumber us on the planet, they have more men or more effort from the opposite gender that approaches them to try to be with them. Okay, so not all these men that approach these women are bad men. Sometimes these men are good men who are going to Job Corps, getting a trade, trying to complete college, going to the military. They're young men trying to develop into a man, you know what I mean? Trying to get out there and get it, okay? These men also want these women sometimes, but they reject them. So women have 4 or 5, 6 opportunities sometimes to do the right thing with the right men, but they keep choosing Pookie, Ray Ray, and Nook Nook because they are immature. So they go through all these trauma bonds, they get heartaches, they get multiple babies, multiple baby daddies and stuff. So now they forced to be quote unquote independent. It's a survival mode mechanism. That's all that is. When a woman says, I'm independent, it's survival. That's all it is. A woman cannot love you when she's in survival mode. I'm telling you that right now. Let's keep going.
Okay. So over time, yeah, I realized this guy he's in it. He's in it. For real, for real. And you never know. You never know. You sometimes have to take that gamble because just like I told you a minute ago, I had my shit together and all of that. A year after our marriage, I had a stroke. And suddenly, big boss, bad bitch, had to rely on somebody else. Couldn't do nothing for myself. Independent my entire life. Had everything I needed, my home, taking care of my kid, the whole 9. And this is something I think that we have to all realize. We all want the same things. Male, female, genders, whatever. It doesn't really matter. We all want to be respected, cared for, nurtured, loved, and treated with some modicum of understanding. That's what we all want. The division comes in, and I agree, from fear.
Fear. And a lot of times their fear comes from previous experiences with the wrong men that they chose to be with. You still got to hold these women accountable. Okay, it is fear. I can say that's valid, but why? It's fear taught from their mothers who were baby mamas instead of wives. And it's also fear from them making the wrong decisions to be with the wrong men. That's where this fear is coming from. Also, it comes from other women, other musty back heifers who have had toxic relationships, and they tell their friends who have not even had toxic relationships how dangerous a man can be. Don't get a man like that. They'll lie on you. That's where this fear is coming from.
Fear factor every single time. You can't be scared to live, and you can't be scared to love because life's too short. And I say,
yes, sir. Now, let me show you. I told you that's the future of a woman who's independent. Now, if she didn't marry that man who proposed 3 times, what would she be? She couldn't take care of herself. She couldn't eat, right? She couldn't wipe her own butt. She needed help. Now, let me show you the future. I mean, not the future, but the present way that women think now. These women don't think about the future like that. They only think about the future when it comes to career and job and all this other stuff, but this real stuff, they don't think of it like that. So let me go ahead and play this right now for you.
We are women that actually get to live on our own,
bro,
for the first time in like history.
Bro, I literally saw a girl on TikTok was like, we are the first generation in a lot of our lineage to be women to paying all of our own bills without a man and no kids.
Yes, and you have the luxury to choose to do that.
This is not like, oh, this is what I want to do, and I don't need a man for it. And if a man comes, cool, but I don't need a man.
I don't need him for that.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like once I started thinking about it like that, it really helped me learn how to be alone, because I was like, in reality, I'm looking at my apartment and all this is me right here.
And that would matter to her. That's how she thinks now. Let me show you another middle-aged woman who woke up and said, man, this ain't the shit for me. This ain't what it is. Let me show it to you. See, these women don't understand there's consequences out here for this type of thinking, because not everybody gonna win at this independent thing. And no man wants a woman who feel that she is so independent that she don't need him. Am I correct, y'all? So let me give me a moment, y'all. I'm trying to pull it up for you right quick. Give me 1 second as I pull it up. Snap. 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get it done. Okay, just a little technical difficulty. And we're finna get right into this lady right here who finna tell you what I just told you. Let's get it. 1 second. Boy, these technical difficulties could be a problem sometimes. But here you go. Let's get it.
Yes, I fell for the okie doke. I was bamboozled. I was fooled. I grew up during a time when it was encouraged that women be independent. You know, have your own this, have your own that. You don't need a man, you're strong. And we fell for it. A lot of us fell for it. But I remember talking to a gentleman, even back then, he was trying to explain to me how he did not think that that was going to work out for me so well. And I kind of just chuckled because, you know, I was living my life. How? You know what I'm saying? But he talked about an elevator. He was like, you know, it's like an elevator. You know, when you go in the elevator, it tells you the maximum capacity that that elevator is meant to hold. He said it doesn't mean that if you put more weight on it than it was made to hold, that it's going to break down immediately. But over a period of time, there's going to be a whole lot of wear and tear and a whole lot of maintenance issues. And it probably won't live the lifespan that the engineer intended it to have. Just like women, he said. It doesn't mean that you can't carry the weight for a short period of time, but what it does mean is that you were not intended to carry the weight for a long period of time. And when you do, you're going to have maintenance issues. You're going to have a lot of wear and tear, and you might not even have the lifespan that you could have had if you didn't carry all that weight. And I think about that now. I think about all the stories I hear where women are talking about how tired they are, and they wish they would have not fell into that trap, and they wish they would have had a life partner, and it just goes.
They saying this now after they done went through it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That feminism stuff is ruining these women. These women all by themselves, all alone, got everything you can want, money can buy, but at the same damn time, miserable as a motherfucker. Miserable. Just miserable. And that's how a lot of you gonna be. Oh, I'm a Miss Independent. That's how you gonna be. Miserable. Nobody gonna want you because when you get 56, you ain't gonna look like you did when you were 26. It's over with. You gonna probably have stretch marks all over the place. Probably gonna have 2 or 3 baby daddies as well. So you gonna be in a bad situation, man. A real bad situation. Real bad. But you want to be independent. And these women telling you what it is, but you ain't gonna want to hear that, is you?
Goes on and on. Women are tired. They realize that they were bamboozled, that we were bamboozled, and we fell into the agenda.
Now, let me show you a woman that's not so old, okay, who's feeling it now. Look like she's in her mid-20s, early 30s, okay? Fell victim to that same thing about being independent. I don't need no man. Now, I'm showing y'all receipts, man. I'm showing y'all proof. Women, it ain't what you think it's gonna be. It really ain't. But let me go and get this on there. 1 second, y'all. There's a technical difficulty keep popping up all of a sudden. But here we go. Let's get it.
You want to know the part that really sucks about being a strong, independent woman? Is how badly I don't want to be.
Oh, shit.
How badly that I wish I could allow myself to need someone. I'm not strong and independent because I decided one day that I just wanted to be, that I thought it would be more fun. I'm independent because I am traumatized. And I am traumatized from the people that I loved that needed me to need them. And then all they ever did was let me down. And they didn't even care. They're so unfazed. And I'm still independent.
It goes back to what I just told y'all, man. These abandonment wounds, that's what this really called. And it's all because they choose the wrong people to be with, man. Boo-hoo-hoo, cry me a river. But you better change now. Y'all better take this as a warning if you're watching, if you're a young lady. That independent thing ain't the way to go, baby. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this topic. I'll be talking to y'all pretty soon. You have a good one now. You hear?